What's up, wrestling fans? Welcome to Robert Sports Show, the WWE Class of Champions Raw edition of Raw's Class of Champions. Not sure how to actually say that. Class of Champions coming live on the WWE Network this Sunday night. We have 8 big matches for you. Pre-show match, we have Alicia Fox versus Nia Jax. Be a squash. Nia Jax, she's been doing all these squash matches on Raw. I actually think highly of her. I think she's one of the better divas in WWE. I had done a top 10 women's wrestlers, excuse me, not divas anymore. Top 10 women's wrestlers, and I had her listed as number 10. That's between WWE, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. So I'd done that a long time ago. So yeah, I think Nia Jax gets the victory there. And on the actual show, I had the first match as the WWE Cruiserweight title on the line. We have champion TJ Perkins versus the Brian Kendrick, winning that number 1 contender match on Raw. Both of these guys, TJ Perkins and Brian Kendrick, obviously in the Cruiserweight Classic, they both had wrestled 4.5-star matches versus Kota Ibushi. I'm saying that both these guys are pretty good. I think this match is going to be pretty good. I actually have TJ Perkins retaining the Cruiserweight title. I know they like to ping that thing around like these titles like a piece of candy, but there's no reason to take it off TJ already. I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be fine with Brian Kendrick being a Cruiserweight champion. He's won it before in WWE, but I have TJ Perkins winning. Next, we have the tag titles on the line. I have champion The New Day. New Day Rocks versus the Club, Gallows and Anderson, once again. Eventually, they got to take titles off New Day. 398-day title run. I know the record is 478 days. Don't know if they're trying to go for that or what they're doing. I actually picking the Club to win. I probably New Day retains, but I'm going to pick the Club to win because I want to see the Club with the tag titles and actually see New Day chase the titles for once. Next, we have the Best of 7 series. Match number 7, tied 3-3. Sheamus versus Cesaro. Sheamus won at 3-0, then Cesaro's won 3 straight. I actually think Cesaro wins this. He'll win the series. Next, we have Chris Jericho versus Sami Zayn. Kind of a throw-together feud, I guess. The way I've looked at it. It's been good. I mean, I like Sami Zayn. I like Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho being best friends with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn having this massive career feud. Being best friends at once. Turning on one another. I think it's a great idea. Keep it going a little bit. I actually have Sami Zayn winning here. And then probably beat down by Jericho to keep it going for, oh, God, what is the next pay-per-view? Hell in a Cell, maybe? No, that's December. October. Whatever the hell October is. There's so many of them now. It's like, I don't remember what the next Raw pay-per-view is. But next on the line, next we have Sami Zayn beating Chris Jericho. Next with the U.S. title line, we have champion Rusev versus Roman Reigns. They're teasing Roman Reigns in the Universal title hunt with Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, but yet they're teasing him with Rusev, and Rusev cost him, and now he beat Kevin Owens, and it was not the crowd could give 2 shits about Roman Reigns. They don't like him. They hate him. I actually have Roman Reigns winning the U.S. title here. This is a rematch from, what was it? SummerSlam? I think it was. They all run together after a while. This is a rematch. Well, the SummerSlam match never really got started. Roman attacked Rusev before the match, and yeah. But, so I have Roman Reigns winning the U.S. title here. Next one, we have the Raw Women's title line. We have champion Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley. As good as Charlotte Sasha was, them adding Bayley to this, I don't think there's a way Bayley wins. For that tag match on Raw, you had Sasha and Bayley teaming up versus Dana Brooke and Charlotte. You had Charlotte pinning Bayley. I think here we'll have Sasha getting the victory, setting up a feud with Sasha and Bayley. Okay. Seen it. It was good. One of the greatest women's matches in history of WWE women's matches. So I have Sasha taking the women's title back from Charlotte. And on the main event, ladies and gentlemen, the WWE Universal title line, we have champion Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. In the feud of these guys, from IWA to Ring of Honor to WWE, they've only had 2 singles matches, which was shocking to me when I looked that up. Kevin Owens won them both. Seth Rollins won them both. Seth Rollins ain't winning here. I don't think Seth Rollins is out of... If people are claiming that for whatever reason that he's out with the authority, nobody, Triple H didn't like him anymore, I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think more than anything, it's they're trying to turn him face. And if you remember back in the day, MVP was this monster heel, kind of like Rollins was. And they had him lose and lose and lose, and finally the crowd got behind him, and they turned him into a mega babyface. I think that's what they're doing with Seth Rollins. I think he'll lose here. I think Kevin Owens retains. I think just the more they put on him, the crowd's going to start getting behind him, and then eventually he'll become that babyface, and Kevin Owens will be that monster heel, and there's your feud for a while. You know, Ale, Rock, Austin, you know, Trip, Shawn, you know, Trip Austin, Trip Rock, Trip Taker. Yeah, that kind of feud. I can see it going there eventually. So, then we'll wrap up the WWE Raw Clash of Champions review. As always, stay tuned to Robert Sports Show immediately following the show on the network on Sunday for a review. Make sure you check out my NFL Week 3 preview, NCAA Week 4 preview, and several different wrestling topics and wrestling top 10s. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great night, have an American night.